Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today Celtic are back in action and it is a crucial game for Celtic and for the rest of the season. Before we get into the video though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's free, it's easy, and it supports the channel mentally. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, in what is an extremely late game for you folk in the UK, and then, a reasonably early game for me down under, Celtic are playing in what is a must-win game. Like, I always say every game is a must-win game for Celtic because that's just the nature of how the league goes, but this is more so than others, and I'm sure we can all agree on that. Now, running into the match, and Celtic are on the back of a gutsy win against Aberdeen, where, we only won 2-1. Doesn't reflect how the actual match went on, but, a win's a win. But prior to that, in the league, Celtic have literally been undefeated since early October. But in terms of everything at all competitions, we had that, minor bump against Leverkusen. But all these results combined, they say us sitting second in the ladder. We are 7 points behind Rangers. Obviously, we have the game in hand, so seven. We can go back to 4 points behind with a win tonight. Now, as for Hearts, and they have been a bit shaky recently, I guess we could say, but they haven't been bad. They've been very inconsistent, and they've won twice, drawn once, and lost twice in their last 5 games. So what this has happened is seen them drop down to third on the ladder. Now they're 2 points behind Celtic, but Celtic do in fact have a game in hand over them. So realistically, a win tonight will put us 5 points clear of Hearts and 4 points behind Rangers. So, moving in to the injuries and suspensions front, and moving into the injuries and suspensions front, and Hearts have only one injury to speak of. They're pretty lucky for a club to only have one injury. I wish Celtic were like that, but it is what it is. And they are missing Jamie Brandon. He's out of action, but they have got 2 players returning. I'm pretty sure it's Liam Boyce and, I've got the name here, Benny Beningame. Lovely name. They should be set to return and be fit to play. They've both overcame niggling injuries, according to the club. Now, as for the Celts, and I don't really have to mention it anymore, we kind of just all know that it's going to be Greg Taylor, Christopher Jullien, and Karamoko all out with injury. So I guess that's that. But another notable player, Carl Starfelt, he is also not expected to play. Very doubtful. If a miracle occurs, you can, call me a liar, but it's not expected he will play. But we have got extremely positive news that both Tom Rogic and Nir Baton are both in the frame and are set to play against Hearts. And you know what? We've missed you, Tommy. And Nir Baton, we kind of missed you as well. I'd certainly prefer you over James McCarthy. So, Giacomarcus. He's, I assume, he's okay to, warm the bench up to the 70th minute till he comes on. Does some skills to win back over the support, but then kind of hurts his knee in the process. Sorry about that. But into the lineup we go, and for the first time in so many match days, finally, this team I'm going to predict is actually, I guess we could say significantly different to the team that played against the previous match. So I think it's going to be quite a different lineup to the one that played against Aberdeen. So, no more rambling. Here we go. Joe Hart in goals. Then we've got Anthony Ralston as the right back. Cameron Carter-Vickers and Stephen Welsh as the 2 centre-halves, with Starfelt not returning, obviously. Welsh is expected to hold his spot there. Done nothing wrong. Juranovic at left back. Then into the midfield, and I will explain my decisions here after. But we're going with Nir Baton as the CDM. Captain Cam, Callum McGregor as the centre mid box-to-box, and then with Tommy Rogic up top. Personally, I feel Turnbull will be rested. I just have that, kind of inclination that Ange wants to give Turnbull a break, and that's why he specifically mentioned Baton in the same frame as Tom Rogic when talking about the squad availability for this match. So this could be a masterstroke from me, predicting, Baton, McGregor, and Rogic as the midfield triangle, or it could be horribly wrong. We'll have to wait and see on that front, but, moving forward, we have Jota on the left, no surprises there. Then in the middle, Kyogo, and then on the right, I'm going with Jamesy Forrest. Abada, he's going to drop back down to the bench in my eyes, and I think we can all see that coming. He needs to recharge himself because, honestly, the poor lad looks awfully burnt out, and I don't blame him whatsoever because, He's had a very full-on schedule since his arrival in Glasgow. But into the final score prediction we go. And from what we've seen from the previous matchups between these two teams, it's going to be goals galore. Like, well, not galore, but there's going to be goals. 100%. I don't see this match being a cagey, tight affair at all. Really don't. I really see it being a very open game, and I can't see a scoreline occurring of like 0-0 or 1-0. Or even 1-1 to go that far. I can't see that happening. I just think there'll be more than 2 goals in the match, in my eyes. And with Rogic coming back, will he be dancing like he normally does on the field? Will he be working his wizardry? I don't know. That's a question we have to wait and see to ask, because it's just psychologically, it's just very common for players off the back of injuries to be very cautious in their return match. That's a natural thing. So we'll have to wait and see whether that affects Tommy. But he's had a lot of injuries, so maybe it won't as bad. Look, I do expect Kyogo to be involved a heap more in this match. I really think that, he will be, I guess we could say, more involved, because how involved Kyogo really is, he scores some great goals, and that's really it. But he always presses. But I think with Rogic's return, we can see him on the ball a lot more and getting a lot more service with those amazing runs he makes. Also, I expect keepers to play a huge role in this match. We saw it in the first game of the season. Craig Gordon was immense for Hearts. He made crucial saves when he had to, and he kept all 3 points for Hearts in that match. And it goes to show Celtic are going to have to be clinical in goal against Hearts, because if we're lax in front of goal, then Hearts will absolutely punish us for it. There's no two ways about it. Hearts are a good enough team that they will, if Celtic don't make the most of their opportunities, Hearts will make the most of theirs, and they will go on to take points away from Celtic. But look, it should be a good match at the end of the day. I'm personally looking forward to it. I can watch it on the train ride to school, which is always fun. And hopefully we can get all 3 points, because I think that's the most important thing from this match. Is 3 points regardless, heading into the month of congestion, we're going to call it, the month of hell for Celtic in terms of fixtures. We need 3 points because we need to be able to maintain that 4-point gap to Rangers while we still can. And that's not to say that Rangers will extend it, but I'm saying in a month of fixture congestion like this, there's a whole lot of uncertainty in how many 3 points Celtic can pick up throughout each match. So, however we do it, whether we win ugly, whether we win pretty, a win is a win at the end of the day, and I won't be complaining. No one remembers the scoreline. No one remembers how it went. Only the people remember. That was some shit quote that I was gonna recite. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that a win is a win. And look, as for a score prediction, as this is all centered around, from what I said and from what I think, I'm going for a 3-1 prediction. I think 3-1 is 4 goals sounds pretty accurate for a Celtic Hearts game. So that is all from me. So remember to drop your score predictions in the comments below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, hail, hail.